My name's Doug May and I'm a Validum alumni and I'm now a senior lead agent with Ray White, Sherwood and Graceville and have been in real estate for a period of nearly 8 years. So what motivated me to get into real estate? My background is as a restaurateur and sommelier. I spent 18 years in the hospitality industry and developed a skill set working with a multitude of people. I had always wanted to get into real estate. I've always liked property and luxurious things. And what actually inspired me to do it was when I was going through my own buying journey. I did meet several real estate agents and have experiences, and I figured from my background of service, I backed myself and felt comfortable that I could give it a red hot crack and do a very good job at it. My journey began in 2016 in real estate. Since that period, I've been fortunate enough to have sold 350 properties with an average GCI currently of around 2 million per annum. My first year in real estate was quite a struggle, to be honest. There were long days and a lot of prospecting and engaging with as many people as I possibly could. I was fortunate enough to have picked up a couple of listings with some relationships that I had developed in my previous career, and from that period leveraged as best I could and made the most of every opportunity that presented itself. That came down to speed of reply with inquiry and engaging with the buyers as best I could as well, and I guess just finding every opportunity I possibly could. My least favourite part about being an agent probably isn't a natural one to me. I like to look at positives, but to find or pick one, that would be, I would say, building and pest and finance conditions, and when we have troubles with them not going through or having to negotiate other terms and conditions which aren't quite favourable for the homeowner. What would be my real estate superpower? Difficult question to answer, but I do think it is a speed of follow-up and reply. I try and be as transparent as possible, and authenticity of brand me, which is a true reflection of, I guess, my representation of who I am in the marketplace and on behalf of my clients and engaging with buyers as well. What I love about real estate, it's an exciting journey. No 2 days are the same. The highs are very, very high, and I do really enjoy seeing a result for one of my clients that sometimes or quite often can be life-changing. Very early in my career, a mentor did say to me that you will list the properties that you become passionate about, and those are the ones that you will prospect and naturally end up representing. I'm fortunate enough to represent, or I should say work in an area that has quite a lot of historical value. Chelmer, Graceville, Sherwood and Corinda. There are a lot of lovely Queenslanders and riverfront homes, which is something I'm very passionate about and thoroughly enjoy representing. I keep my finger on the pulse by being in the Ray White group and network, to be honest. Its systems, training, support and mentorship really does help us keep on top of the game on a daily basis, which helps my team grow and stay current in the marketplace. A memorable success story, I've been fortunate enough to have many, and pinpointing one is quite difficult, but I do have one quite recently. I have a client in Chelmer that I helped buy into a property in 2019. She purchased the property for $2.625 million in less than 4 years without any capital improvements. We have taken the property to market and sold it before auction for $3.8 million. Essentially, she has made nearly $1.2 million in tax-free gains. The best strategies I find are proven ones: top subscriptions on realestate.com and domain, quality photography, high definition videography, social media networking and boosting, essentially making sure that we are broadcasting the property and its best attributes to as wide an audience as possible in order to create competition. The great thing about real estate is it's emotive what a property is worth. Often emotion comes into it, but in terms of giving our seller an expectation of what the property might achieve when going to market, we rely upon recent sales within a short period of time and within a local catchment area of the home. In order to understand my client's needs best, what I like to do is, upon that first impression, that first meeting, ask as many questions as possible in order to understand where they're coming from, and that way I can give them the right recommendations to suit their needs. I find the best forum of handling negotiations is the high pressure environment of auction. I like to bring buyers in a competitive arena against each other, and often that's where the emotion and premium price will come. I believe the secret to any good business is the speed of reply and quality of service and follow-up. I would like to think that I've built a team that gives our clients the very best level of service across the board, and we have proven track record of fantastic results and market share as a result. Across a successful real estate career, you will be confronted with many challenging negotiations and situations. The best piece of advice that I could give you is do not react quickly or there and then. Often, if you give it time to simmer and think about your position and come back to it with a concise solution, that will be the best outcome for your client. As an experienced buyer and seller personally, I know that the journey can be quite rocky and it can be quite an emotional journey. I think the best way for us to handle it is to support them as best we can at every step. And again, that comes down to communication, speed of reply, and ensuring that we are being as open and transparent with where they're at and giving them the best advice we possibly can along the way. I've been lucky enough to achieve some great things in my relatively short career. Probably the highlight thus far was being the number 3 agent for Ray White Queensland in 2022, achieving Chairman's Elite status, but also this year being ranked in the REB top 50 agents across Queensland. What I love most about real estate, I love the fact that I can be the catalyst in changing people's lives through an amazing outcome. I think in this game, you need to be as adaptable as possible. You're going to come across a wide range of people from a broad demographic, and you need to relate to them as best as possible. I think asking questions and understanding where they're coming from in order to give them the right advice and support along the way is critical. In the digital age, technology and having the right forums at our disposal is absolutely critical. From a range of realestate.com, domain, social media, we have home pass systems which track data of buyers and sellers. We have in the Ray White Group the absolute leading force of technology, background and support. Future goals and aspirations for myself as a real estate professional. To be honest, at this point, what I'd like to do is continue to provide my level of service and increase our market share and give my associates and co-agents the support they require in order to grow their business and see them flourish.